I think there are certain essential things that we should be looking at when we talk about reporting. This morning we spoke about reporting. I think that in 4 points, we should not forget that reporting what we do, I mean, it should help us to, once you make a report and send it to UNCCD, I think that report should first be useful to us ourselves first. So maybe if we could talk more about reporting, yes, but the report should be first to be able to help governments, our governments, to shape policies. Because this is a main thing. And then you can reflect it at international level what you are doing. So when you are reporting our reports, I would urge that we support the idea to make reports that are friendly for decision makers, for ministers, for governance-friendly reports. I mean, highly technical reports, it's good, but it is better when whatever we are doing, reports guide policies, because at the end of the day, this is what is needed. Proper legislation, proper incentives that we should be bringing to our people, our farmers, our land developers, everything. So I think this has to be, I really believe that everything amounts to decision making and governance. I've been just a small thing. I've been working for I used to work for a university at one point, and I've always thought that I have all the answers and people will listen to me. It's not true. You can be a very good technician, you have the answers, but I mean that answer has to go to the decision makers, and this process is what makes us, I mean, this is one of our main process what we are supposed to do as public officers, to be able to take that solution and give it to decision makers, make them understand how it works. So that was my first point. And second one, capacity building, our technical capacities, we can come. It's not that we are unable to do it. It's never that. We spoke earlier about it. We have small institutions. We have very little people. We have a burden of reporting in so many areas, in so many conventions, and over and above our own work. It's not like I truly believe that. I'm not saying we are good at it, but I truly believe that we work much harder than many other countries have nice institutions, well stocked with people, technical people. For us, turnover is quite, is quite high as well, especially when you feel that youngsters, no longer stay in the countries, they migrate. And this further exacerbates our position, that makes us much more vulnerable to see. We can have a nice word to say institutional memories. We must have, but then you need somebody to take over. And I do not know, but Mauritius, our birth rate, the fertility rate has gone so low, it's like 1.7. It's 1.7. Just imagine how challenging it is. It's not in one sector that we face challenges. Not only like land degradation, but other things. Our demographics are changing. Aspirations of young people are changing. So we have to make sure that our technical capacity are sustainable, and which reinforce our institutions, and that could be made into making things a bit simpler, a bit easier for us to work. Maybe that could help for I'm not saying forever, but in some point of time it has to start to make our institutions a bit more efficient, a bit more sustainable in the long run. So this is the expectations we have. We also need, like I said, to make policies, but our policies have to be adapted, and we have to overcome the approach to solve the land issues are met. So this is very important. Very often we have, we work in silos. We understand that. We work in silos. It's not just us, it's almost in most governments, we work in silos. But if we are able to project the losses that we are doing, when we cannot coordinate, between institutions, we don't work properly, or we might fail into our task. So we have to look at it. Just like, sometimes reporting, if you give an officer a task to report, to make a report, it becomes a burden. It's not, the guy is not happy to say what good works we are doing. It becomes a burden. And this is where, reality of things, at the office, the guy will take vacation. You're laughing, you know that. We're all smiling because we know what the problem is. So it's not like we don't want to. It's quite challenging. We have to come. These are field realities. But then there's one more thing about our reporting process. I want to know. I want to tell you. We have to. I think we as SIDS, as a percentage of our GDP. As a percentage of our GDP, I think we spend much more into combating land degradation, rather than when you see other big countries. Despite our limitations of small institutions, despite the percentage of land that is put into agriculture or sustainable uses, we still find time to secure land for our biodiversity much more. Most of us, we are hotspots, biodiversity hotspots. We have very small economies. We do find resources to encourage people to adopt sustainable land management practices. We have enough courage to mainstream LDN targets. We still have it, despite we import 80% of our food. We still do that. I think we are the most courageous of all. And despite we have so limited resources, we do put a lot of resources without counting to protect our islands. So these were the 4 points. Thank you.